Hey guys, it's Melissa here. I first of all want to take a moment to thank everyone who sent healing vibes and energy out there to me. I had put on Facebook that our Facebook Live was going to have to be changed to Thursday this week because a bout of the stomach flu hit my house suddenly in the middle of the night. And if you know anything about being a teacher, I had to scramble to get last minute sub plans, and it was just a mess. And it's harder to take off than it is to just go to school sick most of the time, but I could not even hold my head up. I was just so dizzy and everything. So I want to thank everyone who sent out positive vibes and caring thoughts. It meant the world to me. It made me feel so much better. And I am feeling a lot better today. I decided that I needed one more day to rest and recuperate because I still was feeling a little just weak. I've never felt that sick in a long time. I'm not usually the type of person that gets sick a lot, but this sickness, whatever it was, just hit me. So I am super grateful to be feeling better today. My puppies are down here on the floor kind of wrestling around. You may be hearing that a little bit. They're having fun playing today. They're happy I'm home. But I want to thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. And also, I know my podcasts usually go out at 5 a.m. This one was a little late because I didn't even feel like recording a podcast. I had zero energy. It was a chore just getting off the couch to try to go get something to drink or something to eat. And my sweet 17-year-old son, I had to go get groceries. I had groceries scheduled for yesterday. And he's like, I'll do it. How do I do it? Just tell me. And he took my car and went and got groceries. And he's like, do you need Coke? Do you need crackers? I'll go get all of that. So he was so sweet to me. I really appreciate him and love him a lot for that. And so I was asking, what should I talk about today? I was asking my guides, and what I got was that we need to hear more about self-esteem and self-love. Sorry, that is Nala. Nala is playing today. Because so many of us are not confident in who we are. And everyone out there is a beautiful, beautiful soul from the divine. You're deeply loved and you have so many talents. And it's so important that you are not afraid to put those talents out there. So sorry, Nala wants to be a part of the podcast today. It's so important that you are not afraid to put your talents out there. But for so many of us, that's exactly what we do. We hide ourselves and we don't show up fully in who we are because we lack the self-confidence, We don't see ourselves the way that we should see ourselves. And I saw this meme on Facebook that was just, I loved it. It said that butterflies are so beautiful, but oftentimes butterflies can't even see their own wings, so they don't even see their own beauty. And I feel like people are like that too. And I thought that was so awesome, and it's true. There's so many people out there who are so beautiful, and yet they don't even know it. And you're one of those people, I'm sure, who has all of this beauty, inner beauty, outer beauty, whatever, all of it. And you don't even notice it, but the world around you is noticing it. And that's kind of how I felt these last couple of days with people sending me messages. And I had a few people who sent me some really cool messages about how much they love my podcast. And those kinds of things are so great because I am one of the people who sometimes can get into this self-doubt, is what I'm doing really good enough, or is it really, and of course I always tell myself, that's just your ego talking, shut it up. I do the rewind, delete, get rid of that thought. You are making a difference and what you're doing matters. You're on the right path. Keep going. You've got this. So I tell myself that, but I know there's so many other people out there who don't have people cheering them on. And I just want to cheer you on. Okay. I am your cheerleader. I know that whatever it is you're working on, you can do it. Don't give up. You've got this. You have everything you need because you are divinely created. You have God's light within you. And that means that anything is possible for you. So don't let anyone or anything tell you that you cannot do what you want to do and that you cannot accomplish your dreams. Because I will tell you that in the past, when I was a young person, when people would tell me no, that just fueled me more to do whatever it was I wanted to do. I remember that when I wanted to go into teaching and I wanted to teach German, the professor that I had German with, she said to me, well, you might want to get your degree in something else besides just German, because there's not a lot of German positions and you'll never be able to find a job, basically. And I remember feeling my heart sink, and I knew what she meant. She wasn't trying to be mean. She was actually one of my favorite professors. So she was trying to tell me, just make sure you have other things. And so my heart sunk a little, and I thought, okay, in that first year when I went to find a job, there wasn't any opening, but she contacted me, and was her husband, who I did my student teaching with, and he contacted me and said, okay, there's a district that needs a long-term sub. So it was really kind of amazing the way that everything fell into place. So I went to work for the school district as a long-term sub, and I didn't know how long it was going to be, and they didn't really know how long it was going to be, and it ended up being almost the entire school year. And then for the last 3 months, they weren't going to need anyone, and I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? And so another district, who the person I was working with as a long-term sub knew the person who was going on maternity leave, and he said, hey, she needs a long-term sub for the end of the year. So it was almost, I believe now it was totally divinely guided that all of this worked out, that I was subbed for an entire year as a long-term sub, but in 2 different districts. And then that gave me a lot of experience, too, with different kinds of children. And then something opened up that summer that I wasn't expecting, and I ended up being where I am, and I've been there for over 12 years, and it's all just worked out. And I know it's because I've just had faith and trusted, and even when people said this is impossible, I just take it to my spiritual team. I say, you know what, they're telling me this isn't possible, but I know with you all things are possible. And if it's for my highest good, it will work out. And, we know sometimes things aren't for our highest good. I've given you examples of jobs that I've wanted in the past. I wanted to be a flight attendant. And when I went for the interview, I didn't get the job. I got through the first couple of rounds, and I didn't get through the final round. And just a few weeks later, 9/11 happened, and I would have ended up getting laid off because the airlines all laid a lot of people off, and I would have just been hired. So the universe was protecting me then. It wasn't in my highest good to do that particular career at that time. So the timing wasn't right then. So if people are telling you no or to things, I would say that if you're listening to your intuition, you know what's best for you. You've got to start listening to that inner voice. And really the best way to start doing that is to get quiet, to get really quiet and still, and doing meditation and listening to yourself, because those answers will come to you. And it's amazing that you'll just know. The answer just shows up for you, and you just know what it is you're supposed to do. So if you feel like you're being guided to do something, but it feels like all of the odds in the world are against you, don't give up. Don't give up. If it's for your highest good, and keep praying that, if it's for my highest good, please allow this to come into my life. Remember, we talked about when you get in the flow and you flow downstream, you're going to run into whatever's meant for you. But the other thing too is you can always ask for signs from the universe. If this is where I'm supposed to be, or if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, please give me a sign. And you can ask for a specific sign. Or you can just say, just give me a sign that I'll recognize is you telling me that this is a yes or this is a no. You can also, we talked about practicing that, telling yourself yes and feeling where you feel yes. And sorry, Nala, they're wanting to play, and their play sometimes looks really like they're fighting, but they're just playing. Or you can tell yourself no, and where do you feel the no? And for me, and it will be different for everyone, but for me, when I sit and I say yes, yes, yes to myself, I feel it in my stomach like butterflies, the good butterflies you get. And when I sit and tell myself no, I feel it in my chest like a heavy pressure, like it's hard to breathe. And everyone feels it differently. I've had people tell me they feel it in their head. So it's just wherever you feel that, you can also ask for your guidance in that way too. Ask the yes or no question. Is this the right job for me? Is this the right person for me? Is this relationship going to be right for me? Because I really truly believe that we are all built with our own built-in GPS system. It's just most of us have ignored it most of our lives. And, it's like my GPS who tells me, hey, dummy, I didn't tell you to turn that way. So I would say that we just need to get into the habit of listening more to our GPS, our internal GPS, because most of us have gone through our lives listening to other people and not listening to ourselves. And it's fine to get advice from other people, but as I've said before, other people don't have to live with the consequences of your decisions and your actions. So if they're giving you advice, while they may be thinking it's helpful, you're the one who has to live with what happens when you take that advice. So for me, I would want to listen to my own internal advice rather than listening to someone else. And you know what's best for you because you can feel it inside. Most of us have a strong intuition, and we can, again, build that even better. We can build it even better if we get into the practice of getting quiet and listening to that inner voice. So, I would say try taking 5 minutes every day. It really doesn't take long. And you may think 5 minutes is a lot. You can build up to 5 minutes if you can only do it for a minute and then work your way up to 5 minutes. But just sit in stillness, totally quiet. I don't usually have music or anything. I just sit there in quiet and just allow what comes to me to come. If my thoughts, sometimes I sit and I think and like all of these random thoughts pop into my head. That used to happen to me at first. And I've learned to just, acknowledge a thought and let it go. And be like, all right, now quiet my mind again. So just get into the habit of that. And also, mantras are an amazing way to help you with that self-esteem and self-confidence. The thing you need to tell yourself is when those thoughts pop into your head that are telling you can't do something, that's just fear, and fear is just your ego, and your ego is an asshole. Sorry, but it is. Your ego was built to help you when you were younger, to keep you from harming yourself. But now you're old enough to know not to stick your finger into a light socket or not to walk into traffic. We know these things now. So now the ego is just telling us not to do things that really might be for our benefit. But we're just too afraid to, because the ego says, well, what if you do this and you fail? Well, what if you're not good enough? Well, what if you don't know enough? Well, what if now's not the right time? How many times have we thought those things? And we need to learn to tell our ego, hey, shut up, stop talking. You need to go take a time out in that corner over there and let me do this. I'm going to handle this. Get out of my business. We've got to really get into the habit of telling our egos that. And I will be the first person to tell you that I had to do a lot of work with that because I used to doubt myself a lot. And I've just now gotten to the point that I think, you know what, whatever, so be it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm not going to go down without a fight. I know that I have everything I need to be successful, and I trust and believe in myself, and I know what's best for me, and I'm not going to stray from that. So mantras, again, are an awesome way. If you have Pinterest, this is what I do. I have a Pinterest board that I created, and actually I have several. I like to categorize things because I'm a little bit of a nerd in that way, but I love it. So I categorize things. I have my vision boards on Pinterest, and I also have mantra boards on Pinterest. And I have one for money, I have one for happiness, and I have one for love. And that's totally different story for me. But I put mantras there, and you can search for them on Pinterest. People have a lot of great mantras already on Pinterest. So if you want to go there and search for them, great. You can even make up your own mantra. What do you need to hear? And what do you need to be telling yourself about, whatever your situation? What do you need? You know what you need. But I like to go and find mantras, and when I see them, if it resonates with me, because there are some you'll see and you're like, that doesn't really resonate for me. But you might see one and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel that in my soul. Like, that is what I needed to hear today. You know how it is, because I've had people tell me, your podcast was exactly what I needed to hear today. Well, it's the same way when you see a mantra, you'll go, oh, I needed to hear that. So find the mantra that really resonates with you and create a board. If you don't have Pinterest, you can just go online and look for some mantras. Just do a Google search of mantras. And I can tell you a few right here, but I'm telling you, you've got to find the ones that really resonate with you, because when they resonate within your soul, you know that that's what your soul needed to hear, and that's what you needed to work on. Those are the things that are really lacking within you when you see those mantras and you're like, oh yeah, that's the old story I was telling myself that I need to change. So some of the mantras that I like saying that it's safe for me to be successful. I like that one because when we did past life regressions in a group session, I saw a past life where people tried to take away my power because I had gifts intuitive gifts, and people didn't like that. And so I guess for me, that could have given me a story of it's not safe to be powerful, or it's not safe to have these gifts. So I tell myself it's safe. The other thing is that I love money mantras because I had a lot of strong money stories, because growing up with a single mom, she was always worried about money. And therefore that kind of resonated with me. And growing up also being a single mom, I would say, oh no, we can't spend this. We don't have money. And I can't spend money on myself. That was biggie for me. Like feeling guilty anytime I treated myself. And I've just had to get into this habit of stop that. Like, that's not true. That's just a story you've told yourself. You've got plenty of money. Money is always coming to you. It's easy to make money. I like that it's easy to make money. It's easy to make money. Money flows easily to me. There's also, I like the one that is, whatever I spend comes back to me multiplied. I like that one a lot now. So whenever I have to spend money, like when I have to pay bills, or whenever I buy things, like I'm just putting in new flooring in my house and I had to pay for it, I just think to myself, okay, that money that I spent is coming back to me multiplied. So it is no big deal. Money flows easily in and out. Money is just energy, and it's not a negative thing. A lot of people associate money with negative things, but it's not. Money serves my highest good. When I have money, I can help others. The more money I have, the more I can give to others. So money serves my highest good. So I like doing money mantras like that. And there are a lot of really good ones out there. I like also saying that I'm saving more and more money every day. There's more and more money in my bank account every day. That's a good one too. And I just don't worry about it, because remember, we worry, we're resisting. And when we resist, we are blocking our abundance, because we talked about how we have to let go of those resistance. Manifesting is all about resistance. Are we being resistant to the things we want to see manifest, or are we being non-resistant? Because when we're not resisting it, that's when it comes. Sorry, my dogs again. They always love to start fighting whenever I have to record something. So the other mantras are self-esteem. And again, telling yourself the universe is working on your behalf behind the scenes to bring you what's for your highest good and divine timing. And always say to yourself, everything always works out perfectly for me. Everything is working out perfectly. Everything always works out for me. I like that one too. So telling yourself mantras. Yes, Miss Nala. Telling yourself mantras. She likes mantras too. is a really, really helpful way of building that self-esteem. And again, you can go and find your own mantras and create those Pinterest boards, because I really love that. And I love having a visual. I'm a visual person anyway. So when I can see those really, really help me. And you can even buy, if you want, they have decks of cards that you can buy to give yourself like a daily mantra. Louise Hay has one, Love Notes, and it's I think it's free for the app. If you go to Hay House, you can go check that out. And I think Hay House has their decks on sale for $9 right now if you want to go check that out too. There's a lot of awesome decks out there, but it's just giving yourself daily wisdom and inspiration. But the universe, just gave me this message that some of you are still doubting yourselves. And I just want to tell you that I believe in all of you. I think you are all incredibly talented and beautiful, and there's no reason for you to doubt yourselves because you have more than enough. You are so capable. The universe always wants to bring you what it is you want. The universe is always saying yes. We just have to make sure that the universe is saying yes to the right things. If we're putting out fear and worry, that's what the universe is saying yes to. But if we're putting out confidence and we're putting out positive energy, knowing the things that we want are good for us and that it is on its way, the universe is saying yes to that too. So just be mindful of your thoughts and what you're thinking, and that's how it's going to show up for you and resonate. So do your mantras. You can do tappings too. There are some wonderful tappings online. Brad Yates has them, and they are for all topics, but they definitely have self-esteem. So for some of you, you might need to do some tappings, and you might just need to cleanse your chakras. Sometimes, especially that solar plexus chakra, which is it's the chakra above your belly button, and it's supposed to be bright yellow like the sun. And when that energy chakra gets blocked, that's where we feel our self-worth, self-esteem. We can feel emotional and physical symptoms when that is blocked. So unblock your chakras. I have an energy chakra healing meditation on my website, and it's either $11 or $12, but I think it's $11, and it is it's going to do wonders just to cleanse your chakra. And do that, once or twice a week, and that is going to make a world of difference for you. When our energy is unblocked, we feel so much better. Or if you feel like you really got a lot going on, just schedule a Reiki session with me. Reiki does wonders for your mind, body, and spirit. It doesn't just heal physical things. It heals the emotional things too. And, until you try it, but it's really hard to describe how good it makes you feel afterwards. But I would highly recommend Reiki sessions too. All right, guys, so I wanted to pull a card for you, and the card I pulled is from the Chakra Healing deck by the Sage Goddess, and it's tenderness, and this has to do with your heart chakra. It says, there is strength and softness and strength. You have learned to demonstrate both with such agility and grace. Your capacity to love knows no boundaries, which grants you the spaciousness to give and receive love freely. Rise in love, stand in love, expand in love, be in love. Love is the core and the essence of who you are. Let your tenderness show in all you do. Be a gentle voice in the world, a tender touch, a warm embrace, a soft whisper. So yeah, guys, open your heart, okay? We are deserving of love. You're all deserving of love. Open your hearts to receive it because you deserve it so much. I love you all, and I hope that you all are having a fabulous week. And I want to thank you again for the outpouring of support you guys showed me during my illness. It really made me feel so much better. And I am truly, truly blessed to have all of you in my soul tribe. I want to thank you again. If you like this podcast, please subscribe, become a follower. That way you'll be notified every time there's a new episode, and share it with others so that we can help others see the light. So many others out there are in a dark place and they just need somebody who can help them. And maybe you can be that someone who turns them onto something that can make them feel better. I know that when I've had other people who recommended me to other people, and then they've been so grateful that their friend took the time to do that, because it really helped. And, we're working as a collective. We're working together to raise the vibration of the entire collective and to be the light for the world. When it seems like there's so much darkness, we are the light, and we are a force to be reckoned with. We are going to show the world that there's still so much love and good left in this world, and there's going to be so much more, because we are going to be overtaking the darkness, and we are going to be showing everyone what it is to be a warrior of light. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. I am sending you massive love and light. Don't forget to check out my Facebook Live, which is on Thursday this week. Thank you. Bye-bye.